And that's funny you should play Danzig 4 because that's my favorite record. In my opinion, that's his best record. I love all of them equally, but the one I love the most is Danzig 4. Little Whip, the day, that's my cat's name, Little Cow. That's how I got his name. Because it sounds like he's singing to a cat or something. That was my cat. So yeah, I love that shit. Nothing little about me. A cat is little. I held him in the palm of my hand. The first week I got him, and then I seen Danzig in an old Kmart at Northern Lights that same week. I was so fucked up on drugs, I just remember flashes. That's all I remember. I seen him a bunch of times, but I remember it was great. It sounded just like the record. And everybody was satisfied. I went with about 8 of my fucking friends, and they all got autographs. I waited outside. I think my wisdom teeth were coming in. Yeah, while I was at that show, that's the reason why I was so drugged out. My wisdom teeth came in real late in life, in my early 20s, 22 or something. And my wisdom teeth were coming in, and every time I smell I smell cloves, I think of Northern Lights and that Danzig show, because throughout the whole show I kept putting clove oil on my gums, because fuck. And I remember that with the wisdom teeth coming in, I couldn't talk. It kept cutting my tongue every time I tried to speak clearly. Yeah, wisdom teeth. I'm terrified of the dentist. I had a bad experience at the dentist when I was 11. And that's what I attribute it to. That's why I never went back. I have many fillings. I got all that shit. But I never went back to the dentist because when I was 11, I remember I was squirming in the chair or something in pain, and he kept applying pressure, and he kept getting in my face. And ever since then, I don't like the fucking dentist. He was an asshole. He was great. I had a inflamed gum. I was like 11 years old or something, and he kept squeezing my mouth as he's working on the tooth, and the abscess was killing me. It was on my gums. I can't do that shit anymore. I have a fear of anesthesia too, a deadly fear of anesthesia. I remember when I had pleurisy, I made the doctor put the needle in my back with no anesthetic, because it's going into your lung. You know what I'm saying? And he told me, this is going to be extremely fucking painful. I was bearing down on my girlfriend's hand. I almost broke her hand. It was like when you have pleurisy and when you have fluids extracted from you, it's kind of like an exorcism. I had all the, and he was drawing this fluid out. It was a little over a liter of fluid, and he showed it to me. He said, this is what was in your lungs, and it was this black liquid, and it felt like Santeria for a moment. I was just like, holy shit. It was like he was showing me the demon that had taken possession of my breathing. I believe those things are demonic possessions. They're manifestations of demonic forces. Especially black fluid in your lung. Wouldn't you take that as a fucking omen? I mean, I'm just sitting there now after he's done, and as he was drawing the fluid out, I could breathe better and better, because you can't breathe. Obviously, you can't breathe, and it's very painful. You'll suffocate. So I was like near suffocation, and as he was drawing this fluid out, fucking, yeah, it was like he was casting out some kind of demon of sickness. It was black, the fluid, not green, but black. And I'm like, what is that fluid? I couldn't ask him at the time, but that's what my mind was racked. I'm like, what is that? That doesn't look like it would be inside anybody. It felt like a voodoo ritual. The way he showed it to me too, and said, this is what was inside you. It's fucking evil.